What's up, lore masters? This video is a part of my series regarding hologram, sentience, and Federation bigotry. If you want to watch the series from the beginning, click in the top right hand corner. With that out of the way, let's just get into it. Before I continue the conversation and get directly into hologram sentience and the way they're regarded by both Starfleet and even the Alpha and Delta quadrants, I want to take a moment to discuss what I find to be an anomaly in all of these conversations. This is specifically to discuss the Emergency Command Hologram. While I'll admit that I do think holograms can attain sentience and should be granted rights, I do have some trepidation about the ECH specifically, so let's break that down a bit. When you look throughout the different series of Star Trek, you can see a fundamental distrust of computers and AI when it comes to allowing them to have complete control over ship and starbase functions. This may culminate from the original series episode, The Ultimate Computer. This episode involved an AI named the M5 Multitronic System, and it was supposed to be a revolutionary tactical computer. Ultimately, it would replace the need for crews, or at least command staff. A lot of fucking people got killed. From this episode on, we do see that Starfleet officers are uncomfortable with giving the computers full control, even in life-threatening situations. It's possible that computers are even programmed with subroutines or have stopgaps that prevent them from giving commands. This theory is bolstered when we find that the emergency medical program can't even deactivate itself, which does raise questions on ethical treatment for holograms if they actually do gain sentience. However, back to the topic at hand, an example of this mistrust is found in the Next Generation episode, Booby Trap. In this episode, the crew is in mortal danger and must consider giving control of the Enterprise completely to the computer. Riker even states that computers take commands, not give them. The senior officers are extremely uncomfortable with this idea and ultimately decide not to allow the computer to take over. Now, we don't really see an example of this mistrust in Deep Space Nine. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, I just couldn't find one. The closest would probably be in Civil Defense, where the station believes there is a Bajoran revolt and starts trying to kill people. However, I would say that these are security measures and not truly an AI. I will say, we do see in episodes that are supposed to be considered quote-unquote horror that the computer begins talking to the main characters with sentience. It adds a value of terror in these episodes. Though, now that I think about it, I guess you could argue that perhaps in Booby Trap, the computer has a mind of its own. It's specifically stated that the Cardassian Computer Corps will argue with O'Brien when he has an idea. Miles finds it so annoying that he wants to completely replace the computer, utilizing a Federation one that would be less argumentative. Interestingly, in this episode, the computer is taken over by an entity that shows why computers probably shouldn't have a mind of their own. In Voyager, of course, we have the Doctor, and that gets us to the Emergency Command Hologram. The Emergency Command Hologram is an extension of the Emergency Medical Hologram. In addition to the medical side, the Emergency Command Hologram would include strategic and tactical information from Starfleet databases. In essence, the program would be installed with the most advanced tactical information available from Starfleet and would be able to take over if the command personnel were ever incapacitated. Once activated, command and control functions are transferred to the ECH. This means the computer would respond to the ECH as if it were the captain. Interestingly, the point of the ECH is to replace the captain in case of emergencies, though in the one instance where Janeway uses it, she was not unconscious. So while it works in this very specific instance, it does seem to somewhat defeat the point if she has to activate it and use her own personal code. To be fair, she may have wanted to test it out first while she still remained in ultimate control, but therein lies the point. Effectively, Janeway gave control of the computer to the computer. This is one of the legitimate points I think detractors have of holograms having sentience. It's basically just giving control to the computer. When you think about it, giving the Doctor control is basically having the computer run on autopilot. The need for the Doctor to actually be visible or be seen if no other personnel are available is unnecessary, except to do minor repairs. Additionally, if the ECH can be trusted to handle command functions, why have command personnel at all? Why have anyone? We see the Doctor does as well as can be expected, and all they would really need to do is create an engineering hologram, which we already know exists because there was a subroutine for the EMH. So really you don't have to put anyone at risk. You have a command hologram, you have an engineering hologram, you have scientist holograms. You could have a computer run itself. And another problem with a command hologram is that if you do have personnel on board, you basically have a computer in charge telling them what to do. A computer that doesn't have the same issues as a crew has, doesn't necessarily understand what a crew may go through, and doesn't really assess risks in the same way that a crew might. A crew that is organic is generally weaker than that of the computer, and what happens if that computer has a malfunction like the M5? I honestly don't know where I stand on this, and I would love to know your guys' opinion. Like always, I create all of my videos to have a discussion, and I always put it out there, but I'm honestly on the fence here. The only thing that stops me from saying that an ECH is always a bad idea is the Doctor, whom I consider to be sentient. I don't really have a good reason to like the idea beyond that, and if you were to present it from another sci-fi genre, I would say absolutely not. I don't know. What are your guys' ideas? Let me know in the comments below. Hey guys, remember this week we're featuring the Assimilate This shirt. Tell the Borg to come get some with my mini avatar. It'll be featured this week only, so don't miss out. If you want to take being a lore master to the next level, consider becoming a Patreon for as little as $1 a month. It really does help out. Links in the description below. As always guys, never forget, ultimately our lives are just stories in the end. Make yours a good one.